everyone! Today I'm showing you how I changed the tailpiece of my violin. All by myself. Turning my violin from this into this. I think it looks super fancy this way. I like to learn and experience myself how my violin actually works, and it also makes me feel secure about handling my instrument and making alterations or fixing issues when needed. Doing such things to your violin does require some know-how, of course. You have to know what you're doing and how it affects your violin. Something that's been a great help to me in learning how my violin works and how I can fix quite a few issues by myself is Practice Pizzazz. PracticePizzazz.com is actually a website for violin players with lots and lots of valuable resources. From violin tutorials to blog posts about maintenance, and there are also games and sheets available for children. Practice Pizzazz just launched an amazing e-course today called Violin Repair and Care, but I'll tell you a bit more about that at the end of this video. But first, let me show you how I changed the tailpiece on my violin. And I got a new chin rest as well, as you can see. So let's go! So this started a few weeks ago when I went looking for a new chin rest, because the one I had been using for 4 years, a Wittner model, gave me a red spot in my neck, also known as a violin hickey, and that had gotten worse in the last months. I wanted to get a Teka style chin rest because that model puts much less pressure on the left side of the jaw. And that's when I decided I wanted to change the tailpiece of my violin as well, because I really dislike my plastic black tailpiece since the day I bought this violin. The tailpiece and chin rest didn't match at all. I was a bit disappointed about that at first, but I wanted to try to do something about it. So I sanded it, applied a dark wood stain on it, and then finished it off with a semi-gloss spray paint. I also got 3 different fine tuners for the E string, because even with the geared pegs I have, I feel like I need to be able to make even more subtle tuning adjustments to the E string. I bought a black and gold, and a gold colored one. I eventually went with the black and gold option. I'm leaving my tuning pegs as they are, by the way. I know they won't match with the tailpiece and chin rest anymore after this, but the geared fine tuners on my violin are just a dream to use. Plus, you shouldn't mess around with the pegs yourself. That's something you should leave to a luthier. Okay, let's replace the tailpiece. I put my violin down and started loosening the strings until I could pop out the string ends from the tailpiece. Then came the scary part, taking off the bridge. Before I started doing all this, I measured the exact location of the bridge, using the F-holes as a guide, and I made sure to write that down. I installed the new tailpiece and I put the G and E string back into it first, and then I replaced the bridge. Then I put the D and A string back in the tailpiece too, and I tuned the strings back up again, while making sure the bridge stayed upright. On a side note, I actually ordered 2 boxwood chin rests to try and see which one I like better. One of them had a much more pronounced curve, with a lower left side. It felt more comfortable to me, so I went with that one and returned the other one. I had also ordered these exact 2 chin rests in ebony, by the way, because if I would end up keeping one of them for my acoustic violin, I could put the exact same one in black on my electric violin. So, with the new chin rest installed on it, my electric violin feels and plays almost exactly like my acoustic violin does, and that's so nice. And that's how it's done. And this way you can give your violin a whole new outfit, so to say. It wasn't all smooth sailing, by the way, because after installing this tailpiece, I noticed that my violin sounded different, which is quite obvious, of course, because I changed from a plastic tailpiece to a wooden one. It didn't sound bad, but it was something I had to get used to, except for the A string. My A string was buzzing. and that really wasn't pretty, of course. Then I remembered that I had seen a blog post on practicepizzazz.com about how to fix a buzzing violin. After reading that article, I found out that a violin can make a buzzing sound whenever there's any metal touching the body. I started looking, and then I noticed that some metal of the brackets of my new chinrest was actually touching the violin's body. That was an easy fix, and my violin sounded a lot better immediately. Then I also noticed that the bridge of my violin was leaning slightly forward. So I fixed that too, and then the problems were gone and everything was fine as before. Repositioning your bridge and all sorts of handy-dandy violin maintenance can be found in the brand new e-course of Practice Pizzazz, which is called Violin Repair and Care. This e-course contains 45 in-depth videos about keeping your violin in the best shape possible and help you achieve your best sound at all times. A violin with issues will not only make you sound bad, it will also hinder you in your violin progress. When your violin sounds bad, you don't even want to get practicing. Because I'm promoting this e-course in collaboration with Practice Pizzazz, they made me an affiliate partner. This means that there is a special link to this course in the description box of this video. If you would purchase this course by clicking on that exact link below, it means that Practice Pizzazz will give me a small fee in return, to no extra costs for you. The official price for this e-course is $175. But during the launch period, which is from June 4 until June 10, there actually is a discount and you would pay $147. But let's get real, not everybody wants or can spend that kind of money on this e-course. The Violin Repair and Care e-course also contains an e-book with instruction photos instead of videos. This ebook only costs $15, so that might be a nice option to consider. I'll put a link to the ebook down below as well. So if you are considering getting this e-course for yourself, it would be very kind of you if you would use that link down below. A big thank you to Practice Pizzazz for collaborating with me on this video. Maybe you've set your eyes on a different tailpiece as well, and now you can do it by yourself if you like. And that's it for now. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope to see you in the next one.